Hey guys, Tom Derzapolsky. I'm your board president here at Venture Out. If you're a new owner, it's nice to meet you. If you're a veteran, it's good to see you again. We wanted to provide a quick update here on April 24th, 2023, covering a few items that board members have contributed, our managers, some things that were on my mind as we kind of move towards late spring and engage the summer. It's been a couple weeks since I did one of these, so I thought I would bring you up to speed on a few items. I'm going to do it as fast as I can, so let's go. Item number one, the Back Pavilion. Where is it? What's going on with it? Why don't we have it? Lots of questions. Well, let me explain it to you just like this. Ready? Okay, Bay County was undergoing some zoning reviews, right? And as you might understand, land right next to the water may be called Zone 1, and if you're so far from the water, that's Zone 2, and if you're further, it's Zone 3, and those have different impacts on how you build things and insurance costs and all this types of stuff, right? So the area that the pavilion is going to go, if you're new again, our back pool used to have a pavilion on that big slab of concrete that's just sitting out there between the pool house and the fishing dock. There was a pavilion, and that blew away in Hurricane Michael. It was uninsured, so we had no money to replace it. We passed a special assessment that covered a lot of really important things we need to do in the community. The pavilion was one of those. So you've already paid for it. Don't freak out. That's done. Now we need to build the darn thing. So Bay County has figured out exactly what those zones will be, and we have that locked in, and that enabled us to get proper plans developed, to get all the engineering and the things that need to happen underway. So the new pavilion design, and then going about getting quotes, and then going about engaging those, that process is underway. And it will be happening in the near future. That's not a good enough answer, I know. It's not good enough for me. I own my own business. If you're a private industry, you'd have built that pavilion 3 years ago. But that's not how associations work, in particular in Florida because of Florida law. And in particular where the community is as big as ours, 735 owners and lots of opinions. But we are full steam ahead, and there will be a separate update on that in the near future when I have some better facts for you. But that big delay of like 8 months, I think it was not us just sitting around. It just took time to get things clarified with the county. Let's go through some of the general manager comments. Now, I hope you've had an opportunity to meet her. Her name's Suzanne Bishop. She works up in the front office. She's our licensed CAM, our general manager, and asked what notes she wanted me to include. She included 6. Let me run through them real quick, or 7, excuse me. The new set of front doors are in at the office. Looks nice. They moved the old doors back and are putting them to use in another building. So that's pretty cool. The retention pond behind Bathhouse 1 has been created and is installed. I think they're finishing the fence and straightening it out. You know, Suzanne and some owners went back there and said, hey, this is crooked. Fix it. And we're spending your money. We want to make sure it's done right. So that project is nearing completion and should help mitigate the pooling of water on the roads right there by that front bathhouse. If you come in Bathhouse 1, when you go around the front office, the right-hand side of the community is kind of the front circle, and there's a bathhouse over there. And when it rained hard, there was standing water, like significant standing water. I'm going to pause real quick on that for the new folks, and also to remind folks who've been here a while, our community was designed as a campground, an RV resort. And if you look on our website, you can see some retro pictures from back in the day, and you could pull in and look back through the community because there were RVs on a site with a tiny little slab that the RV sat on, and the rest was grass. And you had a little concrete picnic table, and I think you got a palm tree or two with your purchase. But we had lots of permeable surface. When the rain fell, it went into the ground. We've now, as the song says, we've paved paradise, and we've covered it in concrete and roofs. If you fly over our community, it's just one big roof and roads. So when all that rain comes down, the water has to go somewhere. We were never built to be this way. And it's not an indictment on past boards over 30 years because it's slowly evolved. But we maybe should have had downspouts go into the ground and connect to a system. We should have required more permeable surface. We maybe should have required brick pavers. I don't know what all the solutions might have been. I'm not an engineer, but clearly we didn't think ahead to handle that. So now that is one example of many things in our community that we occasionally have to fix. Like, we weren't made for this, but we're doing it now. What are we going to do? So that's why we got that. Security cameras are installed. We're also looking at installing a new security camera that looks down the beach mat. We do have some misuse. We've used the word vandalism. I'm going to choose the gentler term, misuse of the security pad. People ramming into it if they can't get it open to try and bust it open, and they break it. And then we could just go look at the footage and be like, hey, who's that guy? Bob, Site 10, broke the fence. Here's the video of you breaking the fence. Give us the money. So that'll be nice. We're looking to get that done. So that system's up and running. Lighting on the back pool, as you know, it's been a big bone to pick for me personally because my boys love swimming at night. You'll notice the back pool that the electrical contractor has installed the poles, and we're in the final stages of attaching the lights, and we're setting up the inspection, and Suzanne's been working with the county step by step, and Angie Singletary and the electrician who does this. County springs on us. Oh yeah, we now require backup lighting in case the power goes out. So if you're swimming at night, the power goes down, these are the lights that kick in automatically across the whole pool deck because we're a commercial pool, not a private pool. So Chris Peters, who's a board member and runs a very successful company that works in this industry, is helping us source and get those. So that's a high priority focus for us, and it's something we communicate multiple times a week on the status of that, but it is coming together rather nicely. We've got a new hood system in the clubhouse for the food vendor. There's a little, what do you call it? I was about to call it a market, but it's not a market. It's a snack bar. A little snack bar up there. So you can go up and get your chicken tenders and corn dogs and hamburgers and stuff now. And from what I understand, it's been a really kind of cool new experience for the community. But for those of us who know better, there was a time that we had a really great thriving snack bar up there and events and all kinds of stuff. That building in the front has deteriorated badly. We're able to run a snack bar out of it, but it's got issues that we're going to have to address as a community. However, let's focus on the good. Great snack bar in there. Go get your chicken tenders. Take the kids up for lunch and enjoy it. That's ready to rock. We are onboarding the new registration software system. It's called Camp Life. Now, what does that mean? Registration software system? I thought I already had Appfolio. I thought I already had... Yeah, okay, let me unpack it for you. When a guest comes to venture out, we have to register their arrival. Now, those of us who've been around along, some of us are in the bad habit of calling, hey, this is Tom at $3.99. I have, my cousin coming in for the weekend. He'll be there on these dates. We also have a form, lot owner permission form, and through the years there have been numerous ways. But during that time, the whole world went to the internet and made registration very easy for like everything else you do in your life. So this Camp Life software is very easy to use. It's used across the nation, all sorts of resorts and campgrounds. And what it'll allow us to do is send a link to someone so that they can register their vehicles, acknowledge our rules and regulations, pay all the associated fees if they're bringing a boat, if they're bringing a trailer, if they have a site, if they did all the things that used to walk into the front office like it's 1980 and do all that paperwork and have a line going out the door on a Saturday when you should be at the beach. This software allows us to capture that online and have you registered so that process is just streamlined. We envision it'll either mean that you just walk in and get your pass, or we're working on operational protocols so that if you register in advance, not like same day, but when you arrive at 10 o'clock from Atlanta with the kids crying in the back and you're finally at the beach, you're handed an envelope with your parking pass and all your stuff and your seat, and goodbye. Have a great weekend. Get on with the fun. No more standing around. So that's what we're working towards. Look for more information to come soon on that. Quick note on that, and I could spend a lot of time here, and please don't freak out about it until you have a chance to look at it, but we do have people that a few different things happen in Venture Out. If you are immediate family members, right, and we could break this down in the rules, But for me, as an example, my immediate siblings and my parents and whatnot are on my family list, and they can come to Venture Out without paying a fee. But my cousins, frankly, who are like siblings to me, my first cousins, my second cousins, and as my family goes out and go to use my place, they are actually required to pay the associated fees with visiting, just like a renter. And so many of us have gotten wise to that. So there's lots of ways to juke and jive around the system so that people don't have to pay. And we actually have some owners who rent to total strangers and then leave passes for them so that they don't have to pay the fee, which is totally insane to me, because it's like a complete total stranger. You're like ripping off the community for no reason whatsoever. And then we also have others who have wisened up and realize if they get there late Friday night and they're leaving Sunday, okay, they get a temporary pass to go park in their driveway. They never leave the community again because they brought a cooler and they're going to Patches, and they leave Sunday. They never pay their registration fees. Those fees go to operating our community. So if you're one of those people that say, please don't raise condo fees, let's do what we can to have a high quality community, professionally run, managed, maintained. I want to look and see that everything's operating great and working, but also suppress my fees. These revenue streams from registration fees help offset that in a significant way. And so what this new system allows us to do is pre-register, even to the point of if you arrive at 10 o'clock at night, and again, I'm going to tell you not to freak out, but your guest arrives at 10 o'clock and you didn't phone them in. You didn't do anything you were supposed to do. If you're renting, or maybe it's just a guest, you just skipped the whole process. Maybe you forgot, maybe you didn't care. They're going to get to the front gate. They're not going to be on the list, and they're going to pull back, cut right around and go out, probably to Patches or the little store down there, get on their phone and do all that paperwork and register and pay, and they'll show up on the iPad in the security gate. Then they'll get to come in. So that keeps the community from getting ripped off. More to come on that. There's a lot going on there. A lot of training, a lot of things we got to do to make sure it's right. But that's the direction it's going, and it's the right direction. And lastly, maintenance has painted water shutoffs all throughout the community. Those have historically, there's no reason for you to care about this, but there are people like our maintenance team and owners who help maintenance in times of crisis where this is a big deal. But we've replaced and managed and done some maintenance on these critical systems to ensure that we're in good shape. Not on the list, but I'll add it. Last summer, the pool was down because we had some critical parts and no inventory system to know that you're going in, you see a box on the shelf. Is there anything in that box? Well, there wasn't a management situation in place. We were without a community manager forever. And so we've ensured that we have all the filters and pieces and parts and things to manage our old pools, okay, because they're not new. And then last summer we bought a portable pool filtering system. So if we have a system that's struggling, it's starting to look foggy, we can push that to the edge, maybe close the pool for an hour or two while we run it manually, give it a boost and get it going. But step one is to make sure that it's managed and maintained properly, that you have all the supplies on hand, and then that backup system in place for an emergency. So Suzanne and the maintenance team have done a good job of making sure that we button up those areas of our operational, pieces of the community. Okay, just a couple more items. Look at this. You're getting all high-speed update on Venture Out. Cindy Rainey, our treasurer and board member, would like to encourage everyone to sign up for the owner portal. We still have people holding out. This is cool. You're mailing your check, but we have a secure environment called an owner portal that will have all your information available to you. So you can see when payments have posted or not. You can see your payment history. You can also see our governing documents and rules and forms and links and meeting minutes and notes and stuff that I know you're never going to want to look at. But having that portal set up is really, really awesome. We'd also like you to consider signing up, what does she say, for automatic withdrawal for your condo fees. Just put that on auto fire, a draft from your bank. If you have any questions on this, through the app and through the front office, they can help walk you through that. And because we've tightened up 735 accounts, or 735 units over 100 acres in Venture Out. So Cindy and her team of volunteers and other board members, and I won't name names, I'll forget somebody and hurt feelings, but a lot of people under Sydney's leadership and heavy lifting, has gone into your site, pulled paper records out of files. Ugh. Opened up old spreadsheets on different computers. The way Venture Out was run just 3 years ago would blow your mind. It's like, I'm so glad it's in the past. Gone through all those things, meticulous detail, followed up with owners, checking, hey, we see that we're missing a payment for 2 years ago. Can you please check? Oh yeah, you did pay. Here you go. It's right. Did all that cleanup on 735 units so that now we can, with certainty, say, you're late. And here's the fee, the additional fee that's required. If you're late past the 15th of each month, this is coming in the future. But if you make your payment late, you will be assessed the associated fee for those late payments. But that's not going to be a problem. Don't worry about it. You're going to pay on time. That's the big things that we have cooking. We're moving towards the busy season. It's a period of stress in our community, on our resources, on our staff. Anytime that you can be give the security guards a smile or a thumbs up or say, hey, thank you for what you do. Or if you ever are going by the front office and can just drop in and say hi to the ladies, or you have any business to do in there, you are a kind person and handle your business well. They do, however, encounter people who are just extraordinarily rude. And I'd like to say they're always renters. They're renters. They're not. The renters sometimes are so kind and glad to be at the beach. But we have owners who can be really, really rude to our staff. And here's the deal. Staff are important. And our people are important to us because we got good people. But when we have high turnover, the ladies that sit behind the front come and go, bookkeepers and incredible employees like Doris coming and going, very disruptive to operations, very disruptive to the process. That's when you as an owner feel like something's wrong because it's too slow or it's not accurate. So keeping and retaining our staff, maintenance, front office, our manager, our security teams is important to you as an owner. It helps everything run just a little bit smoother. So to the extent that you can be kind and offset the people who just have a glass half full their entire life, or always spot the negative, no matter how much positive's around, it would be really helpful. And that kindness goes a long ways. Speaking of kindness, and lastly, Angie Singletary, you can't miss her, is always buzzing about the community, and our landscaping is looking great. We have an aging irrigation system. I hate saying that about our community all the time, but we're going to slowly, methodically fix and get up to speed. Truth is, we have an aging irrigation system. And so we do plant grass, and then we have issues with the irrigation. It's good, and then it breaks for weeks, starts to get brown, or we get stickers. It's a constant battle. The fix is going to be a new irrigation system at some point in our future. It seems like there's probably some times it would be good to do that, perhaps when we're ripping up all the roads, perhaps during another associated project, perhaps we do it by phases through the community so we can afford it. We're going to address that in the future, but what I wanted you to know is Angie and her army of volunteers are out planting plants and keeping the community looking really, really good. And I can't tell you how grateful we all are for all those people who've put a shovel in the ground or grabbed a pallet of grass and laid it down. That's awesome. So many of us just show up, enjoy it, and it looks great, and slip out and don't have to lift a finger, and that's awesome. That's okay. But there are people like Cindy, Randy, and Angie, and Rebecca. See, I'm starting to name names. I'm going to get in trouble. The Morledge family, see, I'm going to do it. So many, 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 many people have given so much over the years of their own time, and it is very, very much appreciated. All right. That's a long update. We covered a lot of stuff. I hope you're having a beautiful week. If you need anything from me, my phone number and email are all over the place. I'll try and post them again with this. I share it on Facebook all the time. It's listed online. It's listed in the portal. I want you to believe that you can call and talk to me or board members about any concerns you have, and that we will be honest with you. We'll tell you the facts. If we don't know, we'll say, I don't know. Let me check and try and get back with you. But I think that the board and the management and people in the front office are really the best place for you to get information on the happenings or facts. And that may help you from getting spun up if you're ever scrolling through social media and you see something that just gets you whipped up. Take a deep breath. Give me a call. Let me tell you what's going on. and maybe we'll get mad together. Or maybe it'll be that it's no big deal. So, anyways, hope this finds you well, and we'll see you soon. Bye.